These TV shows were never meant to be lesbian. There were no labels, no canon couples, and yet, the subtext was impossible to ignore. If you felt it too, you're definitely not alone. Let's start with Rizzoli Isles, because if lesbian subtext had a textbook example, this would be it. Jane and Moore's relationship was built on intense emotional intimacy. They prioritized each other constantly, shared domestic moments, deep conversations, jealousy, and a level of devotion that went far beyond friendship. The show repeatedly framed them as a pair, visually and narratively, in ways usually reserved for romantic couples. Even when they dated men, those relationships always felt secondary. Whether intentional or not, the chemistry between them became the heart of the series, and the fandom definitely noticed. For many viewers, this didn't feel accidental at all. But lesbian subtext didn't stop there, it continued in more recent shows too. In Supergirl, the connection between Kara and Lena quickly became one of the most talked about dynamics in the show. Their relationship was written with emotional stakes usually reserved for romantic storylines: trust, betrayal, longing, and reconciliation. Kara often treated Lena as the one person whose opinion truly mattered to her. Many scenes between them were shot and scored like love scenes, even though the show never made them canon. The result was a relationship that felt deeply romantic in tone, even without explicit confirmation, and fans latched onto that immediately. And sometimes, the strongest subtext appears where you least expect it. Once Upon a Time gave us one of the most unexpected yet powerful examples of lesbian subtext through Regina and Emma. Enemies to allies dynamics already carry a lot of emotional weight, but the show added longing looks, constant tension, and a shared focus on raising Henry that made them feel like a family unit. Over time, their bond evolved into mutual respect, protectiveness, and emotional dependence, all classic elements of romantic storytelling. Even though the show chose different canon paths, the subtext between Regina and Emma became impossible for many viewers to ignore. Long before queer representation was common on TV, Xena, warrior princess, was already pushing boundaries. Xena and Gabrielle's relationship was filled with devotion, sacrifice, and a lifelong commitment to each other. They traveled together, raised a child together, and repeatedly chose each other over everything else. At the time, much of this had to be coded rather than explicit, but the emotional and narrative clues were unmistakable. For many fans, Xena and Gabrielle weren't just subtext. They were a love story told between the lines. And finally, there's a dynamic that felt less like romance, and more like raw tension. In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the tension between Buffy and Faith stood out immediately. Their dynamic was intense, intimate, and charged with both attraction and rivalry. Faith's fixation on Buffy, combined with their physical closeness and emotional mirroring, created a relationship that felt deeply personal. Many of their scenes blurred the line between confrontation and desire, making their connection feel far more complex than simple enemies. While the show never made this dynamic explicit, the subtext became a defining part of how many fans interpreted their relationship. And these are just some of the shows where the lesbian subtext was louder than the script itself. If you felt it while watching, you weren't imagining things. Now I really want to hear from you. Which show had the most obvious subtext for you? Or which one did I miss completely? If you enjoyed this kind of queer-coded TV analysis, give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.